Ephesians 4. I call upon you, therefore, I, the prisoner of the Adonai, to walk worthy of the calling with which you were called, with all humility and meekness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, being eager to guard the unity of the Ruach in the bond of peace. One body, one Ruach, and as you also were called in one expectation of your calling. One Adonai, one belief, and one immersion on Elohim and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. But to each one of us favor was given according to the measure of the gift of Messiah. That is why it says, when he went up on high, he led captives captive and gave gifts to men. But what does and then it has quotations. Let me show it to you. He went up mean, except that he also first went down into the lower parts of the earth. That don't mean the top of the earth, but it means he went down into the belly of hell. He who went down is also the one who went up far above all the Shemaim to fill all. There's not a living letter of a big one over here. I'll try to move it along. Okay. And he himself gave some as emissaries, and some as nebiim. So emissaries are ambassadors or disciples, and then nebiim is prophets, and some as evangelists, and some as shepherds, it's probably pastors, and teachers, for the perfecting of the Kodeshim, the saints, to the work of service, to the building up of the body of HaMashiach, until we all come to the unity of the belief and of the knowledge of the Ben of Yahweh, to a perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the completion of Messiah, so that we should no longer be children, tossed and borne about by every wind of teaching, by the trickery of man, unto the craftiness of leading astray. but maintaining the truth in love, we grow up in all respects into Him who is the head, Messiah. And then we're at verse 16 now. From whom the entire body, joined and knit together by what every joint supplies, according to the working by which each part does its share, causes growth of the body for the building of itself in love. So this I say and witness in the Adonai, that you should no longer walk as the Gentiles walk, in the futility of their mind, having been darkened in their understanding, having been entangled with the Hai, or life, of, let me say that again, having been darkened in their understanding, having been estranged means strangers, from the Hai, or life, of Elohim. Because of the ignorance that is in them, because of the hardness of their heart, who, having become callous, have given themselves up to indecency, to work all uncleanliness with greediness. But you have not so learned Messiah. But, verse 21. If indeed you have heard him and were taught by him, as truth is in Yeshua, that you put off with regard to your former behavior, the old man being corrupted according to the desires of the deceit, and to be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the renewed man, which was created according to Elohim, in righteousness and Kodesha of the truth. So set apart, righteousness and set apart of the truth. Therefore, having put off the false, speak truth, each one with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Be wroth, but do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, nor give place to the devil. Let him who stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands what is good, so that he has to share with those in need. Let no corrupt word come out of your mouth, but only such that is good, for the use of building up, so as to impart what is pleasant to the hearers. Okay, just one little bit. Make sure it gets focused. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. Okay. Interesting. And number 5. And do not grieve the Ruach HaKodesh of Elohim, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and displeasure and uproar and slander be put away from you, along with all evil. And be kind towards one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as Yahweh also forgave you in Messiah. God bless you.